What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel, the Geek Street, where the street speaks. My name is Harvin, and usually I'm joined by my fellow geek buddies. But it's usually the four of us all together or mix and match. But they are all busy with work and they have a lot of things to do. And I'm filling in, I would say, but taking one for the team. So, but hopefully they'll be joining in for the next episode and so on. So, like usually we say, no matter what, the show must go on. So, yeah, it must go on. And I know it's been a while since we did our content and videos for quite a while. But we are back, and I think we are back at the right moment, I would say, because today we'll be discussing or explaining about the premiere of Loki season 2, which is they dropped Loki episode 1, and I know it's been it's going down back in memory lane because we started our very first video during Loki season 1, and we didn't do like at the beginning of Loki season 1. It was like at the end of season 1. We didn't even do the episode. It was more like a theory video based of the whole finale of Loki. So it's going back down memory lane. So now we are back here. So now today we'll be discussing about Loki season 2 episode 1. And before we begin, please don't forget to subscribe our channel, and don't forget to hit the like button at the end, and also don't forget to hit the bell icon, so whenever we post our videos and contents, you can get a notification and watch our video and enjoy it, and and also leave us comments whatever you feel about, or what video we should do next, or how we should do, and whatever comes to your mind, just you can just comment it. So before we move forward, spoiler alert to whoever who has not watched the premiere of Loki season 2 at the episode 1. Please do not watch this yet. Go and watch Loki and then be back here to watch this. So are you guys done? Shall we move on? Okay, let's move on to Loki season 2 episode 1. Alright, so just before we move forward into the whole explainer and the references or Easter eggs with the whole episode, the review, I think the review is just, I would say the whole episode is amazing because not just the episode, the whole season of how Loki was in the season 1. I think it's amazing, and kudos to Marvel for even introducing this whole concept of Loki, TVA, the timeline branching out, and then mix, match, and merging with the whole Kang and stuff and all those kinds of things. So, and this was a pretty fun episode, I would say, and something which it was not where they get straight to the point, I would say. They didn't had time to, it was not, there was explanation about what's going on, but they didn't take too long or lag it out and stuff like that. It was something which they move forward with the whole story, a bit fast paced, I would say. Exactly that's the exact word I would say. And what's amazing about Loki is the art direction, the how the whole thing looks, and whoever the art director is, I think you're just so nostalgic because there's so many. The amazing thing is the TVA is so modernized, but they still retain all the old retro things around, and they make use of it like as though it's modern tech kind of thing. So it's amazing how they came up with the idea. And of course, the story is very important for Loki. The whole Loki episodes, the whole Loki seasons are very important because it's the key element to moving forward to Avengers Kang Dynasty and also Avengers Secret Wars. And I think it's going to be I don't think so. I think it's legit that it's a key element to the upcoming Deadpool 3 movies, because there are rumors going around where the TVA agents would be inside Deadpool 3, because Deadpool 3 it's going to be another multiverse wrecking movie. And yes, we'll save Deadpool 3 for another episode. So moving forward, and of course, I think the CG is so amazing with Loki. We've seen several movies with Marvel movies, which we know we had some pretty negative comments about. But Loki, I mean, this first episode did not disappoint, and the whole season 1 did not disappoint. So it's amazing. So that's the review I would give. I think it was an amazing episode. And just before we start the whole explainer, just a quick recap of what happened at the end of Loki season 1. The end of Loki season 1, we see Loki and Sylvie were at the Void. The Void world kind of thing would say. That's where they fought against Alioth. Alioth was practically like a guard dog for the Citadel, which the Citadel was practically the end of time, a place end of time where a variant of Kang was living. I would say he was the one who was in charge of building the TVA, in charge of building the whole TVA, and making the whole sacred timeline and stuff. So he was called He Who Remains. He Who Remains was practically the last living human being at the end of time, when everything, there's like probably zero Earth or zero, like practically the end of time, and he's the last who remained. So he was He Who Remains. And at the Citadel, you see Sylvie eventually kills He Who Remains, and then the whole timelines start branching out, because he's the one who was keeping the sacred timeline like intact. So once he is dead, the whole thing starts branching out, and towards the end, you see Sylvie kicks Loki into the time door, and he lands back to TVA. But this was something where we were back in where he was into the TVA, but we see Mobius and also Hunter B-15, and they did not recognize Loki. So that was where it left off, and he saw a big statue of a Kang variant there. I think previously the statue was the Timekeepers, the 3 Timekeepers, when we watch in the whole first season 1 of everything. But towards the end, at that moment, you see it was just the Kang variant, or statue of Kang, very huge one. So that was the end. So it's just that was the end. So now moving forward with the season 2. So the opening itself, and first of all, I think the title of the Loki episode is actually titled Ouroboros. There is a meaning to it, but we'll get to it, somewhere in between. I'll tell you the meaning, because it merges with a character. So we'll get back to that. So the title is Ouroboros, and you see present of the ending. It continues exactly from the ending of season 1. You see Loki being chased by Mobius and the TVA agents, and just chasing him. And then suddenly what happens is he just jumps out from wherever he is, from the floor. He jumps out from the building. And I think this is the very first time because we've been seeing TVA more of the interior. I mean, we did see exterior, but the exterior was based on the interior's point of view. You see the exterior, so we never got to really see the exterior of the TVA. So this is the first time we really get to see the exposure of the exterior of the TVA. You see Loki falling down into like all the moving cars is like from the Star Wars, where the thing moves, so it falls into a pod where it's like a TVA mail pod. So and then he was inside there, and then the thing hits a statue, and then he goes into another floor, and that's when he sees Casey. If you guys remember, Casey was from season 1. He's one of the TVA clerk, the office boy or something like that. And what happens is a fun fact that when Loki goes into that, you see Casey actually listening to a podcast. And the podcast is actually called Staying Awake, and that same podcast, Staying Awake, was a reference and an Easter egg where back in Moon Knight, the Stephen Grant persona, he was listening to that particular podcast. I think to keep him calm or something like that. So it's an Easter egg. So that, and then what happens is there is a screen, and this. I mean, why I'm saying all of these things more detailed, whoever has watched this, because it that's how it goes. I think it might be a little lengthy, but I think it's quite important to explain this all, because the first the first whole episode is about something you are getting to know something new, or something to understand even more about the TVA timeline and all those kinds of things. Then there's a screen, it drops on the floor, it cracks, and then this what happens to Loki, he glitches. But there's a term called, one of the person will say later on, it's actually called time slipping. He's slipping through time, in present, future and past, so he slips through all these moments. So we'll see as it goes, we'll see where he slips through and everything. And then what happens is he glitches and he goes to the same exact area in that floor. He meets Casey again, and then Casey remembers him as Loki, and he said, do you remember and everything? And then he sees the crack, and he says that Loki says that I've been here before, and so practically when Sylvie, towards the end of season, when Sylvie kicked Loki, he actually went into the past version of TVA. So we saw the past version of Mobius, past version of Hunter B-15, and past version of Casey. So now when he glitched back to the present version of Casey, and the crack was there. So it's a thing, term of the whole how you say, the past, present, future kind of thing, where you do something and then the future it gets affected in the past or something, those kind of things. So moving forward, so he sees the crack, and then Loki asks for Mobius and want to go and meet him, and then he glitches away, or time slips away. I think I'll just say glitch, because time slips, things. So I'll just say he glitches away. And then the title reveals, Loki title is the same title, not much difference. And then we see a scene where Loki, Hunter B-50 and Mobius are looking at the screen, and you see all the timelines are branching out. It's the same, it's going haywire, even worse, because after killing He Who Remains, that's what's happened. And then we see Casey informing to Mobius about Loki, and then after he glitches away. And then this is the thing where Mobius wanted to use Miss Minutes, because the temp pad, the Miss Minutes thing, but it was not working. So later on we get to know, because He Who Remains is the one who's the engineer of the whole thing. He's the one who created the whole thing. So Miss Minutes was created by him. So at the end of the day, if he dies, I think Miss Minutes also does not work, because I think it works to his accord. I think so. So that's why Miss Minutes does not work. So that was an issue. And then after that, we see Hunter X5 in the same scene. We see Hunter X5 talking to Mobius. Hunter X5 is played by Rafael Casal, if I'm pronouncing it right. He is playing Hunter X5, but the thing is, he's also the person who's be playing or credited as Brad Wolf in IMDb. Brad Wolf, who is also the Zaniac character from the Marvel comics, Brad Wolf is practically an aspiring actor who wants to be a good actor in the comics, and then something happens, he becomes a Zaniac character. Zaniac character is more like close to like a zombie, werewolf kind of monster kind of thing, something like that. So he's playing the guy. So probably, and we saw him in the trailer, Loki's trailer and everything. So probably that Brad Wolf is a variant of this X5. Probably, I don't know, but we'll see how it plays out. And then you see X5 talking to Mobius about jet skis and everything. And Mobius explains about jet skis with interest, and we know that he was also explaining with interest of jet skis in season 1. And it would be great if somehow Marvel pay off that when everyone gets back their consciousness and also get back to their normal life and everything. Hopefully that he'll be riding a jet ski, but because why, Marvel is pretty good in paying off things, subtle things and everything. So hopefully they do that. If not, why they want to show this jet ski thing again, right? So it'll be pretty cool for that. And then Hunter X5 says to Hunter B-15 and also Mobius that since Renslayer is no longer, Ravonna Renslayer from season 1, she went missing because she had got a message, instruction to do something. She went missing, so there is no hit. So there's only the judges council, so they are calling them to the war room, so they are going to the war room. And then you see Loki also glitches back and forth into the present, and also I don't know where he goes, but he glitches, and then he comes back into the war room where Mobius and Hunter B-15 goes. But here is where the scenes get interconnect, so that's happening at the same time. So probably Loki was inside the past version of the war room, and also Hunter B-15, Mobius, and all of them, the judges, are in the present. So you see Loki. I'll just explain what Loki does. Loki sees inside the war room, the Kang faces, the Kang variant, which is He Who Remains faces, like it's like a faces on like a, what do you call, like a craft thing. So it's on the face on there. And then after that, he sees recording tapes. So he listens to the recording tapes, and the recording tapes are a conversation between He Who Remains and also Ravonna Renslayer. It's more like He Who Remains being, how would I say, like being saying that Ravonna Renslayer, we could do this together as a team, like they are team, like they are supporting each other kind of thing. So probably He Who Remains uses Ravonna Renslayer to do a lot of stuff. Then we see now from there Loki glitches away from that particular war room. So now in present, we see them inside the war room. We see three judges. We see one is asleep, we don't know who is it, and then one we see TVA Judge Gamble. She's practically she looks very old. She's the one seems like she's in a wheelchair. She's the one, and the other one played by General Dox. Interesting fact, she's played by Kate Dickie, and she's kind of sus. Explain to you in a while. And she's played by Kate Dickie, and she's one to all the Game of Thrones fans. I think she acted a few episodes in Game of Thrones. I think it's something which pretty everyone talked about her character, Lisa Erin, if I'm pronouncing it right. And that's she's a little sus, so I'll explain to her why. So then Loki glitches back into that particular war room, so they have a whole conversation. So the whole debacle is the judges asking the Hunter B-15, why aren't you all pruning the timeline which is branching out? Because if you prune all those timelines, then so the sacred timeline gets intact, it goes back. But since Hunter B-15 and also Mobius, they have their consciousness back. They know what is going on. They know the timekeepers are fake. They know all of these are not true. So this whole debacle is going on. Then Loki appears, and then he's explaining that timekeepers are fake, and this the real Loki and everything. And then Mobius takes away Loki to go talk to him, and then we see Hunter X5 and General Dox. They look very suspicious because they have like a very intense conversation that Sylvie is at fault. We have to go and get Sylvie and capture her and stuff like that, and so on. So because there are rumors that General Dox, played by Kate Dickie, that she's actually a version of an elder version of Sylvie when she's old. So she's practically like playing in how to say, she's acting as a General Dox, because she has a bigger game plan to execute things and stuff. So we don't know. So until it's confirmed, or as the story goes, then we know what goes on. Then after it, you see Loki and Mobius explaining. Loki explains about the sacred timeline. Then Mobius, due to his glitching, he says we have to bring you to a department called Repairs and Advancement. It's interesting because it goes a TVA. He goes into the TVA lift, and it goes all the way down. I think it's the very lowest floor of the TVA. And then that's where we see Ouroboros, a character, Ouroboros. So Ouroboros is played by Ki Hui Kwan. Okay, I hope I'm pronouncing it right. He's from, if you remember him, he's from Everything Everywhere All at Once, and also he's the the boy who played in Indiana Jones Temple of Doom as Short Round. So that is the famous characters of him that he played. So credits to him, because he is one of the fun characters in this whole episode. Like, he was one who carried this whole episode forward. I think I really hope to see him more. Like, this is not the end of his character. I really hope to see him more, and I really think that we would see him more. Why? Because first of all, Ouroboros, there is a term for Ouroboros actually. They say that the meaning derives from ancient Greek. It's actually it's like eternal cyclic renewal, or cycle of life, death, or rebirth. So it's like it goes around. So I think it's like a reference to the timeline. So the timeline goes around. Probably is that. I think that's what the Ouroboros means. So it derives from ancient Greek. So they gave him a nickname though. Ouroboros actually Obi. So I'm just going to call him Obi for short for now. So Obi is practically the tech guy, and he's the only one in that department. And whatever default, I think he takes care of it and everything. And Mobius and Obi has a conversation. Like, Obi remembers Mobius, but Mobius does not really remember Obi. Like, do I know you? Like, clearly Obi knows him, and he says that and the conversation says that, so how long has it been, man? And then Obi says about 400 years. So Obi has been there for about 400 years. Like, how? I mean, like, I know that he's a normal human being, but I don't know how time works there. So it's been over 400 years, and he has memory of over 400 years. So practically Obi is one of those first guys which the He Who Remains gang took him into build the TVA. Like, he is one of those important person building the whole TVA probably. So then so this is why I said that Obi is very crucial probably for the whole season 2, because not everyone has the memory of how the TVA is, but Obi remembers. He's one of those, I think probably including Ravonna Renslayer probably, and just a few others. So the handful of them, Obi is one of them. So probably Loki and Mobius might need Obi's help in the future episodes. So that is one. And then you see, so Loki in that department, he slips back into the past of that department, the repairs and advancement. You see a past version of Obi, and he explains all this, and then they come up with a thing where because the present version of Obi does not know about all this, and he have not built the tech for all these problems yet. So he went to the past. Loki was in the past talking to the past Obi and says all these things. So he kind of understood, and he created a vision of temporal oral extractor. So it's after this, I don't really understand the science of it. How does it really work to extract him from Loki from being inside the glitch and all those stuff? But this is kind of like the base of it. So it helped build this machine. So, and then when Loki glitches back into the future in the same scene, you can see the tech Obi pulls out, because he remembers. So whatever happens in the past, the future retcons it. So that's what practically happens. So Obi remembers, oh wait, I did remember creating a device such. So he pulls out one. So then after that, he explains that they have to go to the temporal loom to extract Loki from inside the branching timeline, so that he survives from the glitching and stuff, those kind of things. So, and then one more thing to take away is that Obi is the one who wrote the TVA guidebook. So as a conversation, he said, I'm the one who wrote the TVA guidebook. You all should know what's important in the guidebook. So this shows how crucial he is to the TVA foundation. Then you go to the temporal loom. Temporal loom is basically a thing where the whole timeline supposedly is like a machine. Only the sacred timeline flows through. So it's supposed to be only the timeline, sacred timeline, which can build, supposed to be flowing through. But since the timelines are all branching out, so that means there's alternate realities, alternate dimension, not alternate dimension, but alternate realities, all going haywire. So it does not fit into that particular machine. So that's why it's overloading. So that's why all the lights are glitching. Even Obi says that the lights are not supposed to be glitching. If the lights are glitching, then something is wrong. So the temporal loom is wrong. Then Obi even says that he does not even come down to the temporal loom often, that base often, because he says that Miss Minutes has been taking care of this thing this whole time. He only runs diagnostics. So this shows even more that he who remains, he's the one who created Miss Minutes. So when he dies, Miss Minute kind of disappears with it. That whole technology disappears probably. So that's why even these things goes haywire. So Miss Minutes is not there to take care of this problem. Then so this what Obi says that Loki needs to prune himself, so he goes into that inside the branching timelines, and Obi has to go out and then pull Mobius has to go out and pull Loki back out in. So it's something like that. That's the simple thing I would kind of explain to you. So you see Loki suddenly glitches and slips into the future of the TVA, the same exact location, the temporal loom, but it's in the future. So and the whole place looks haywire. Like, I think the effect of the overloading of the temporal loom destroyed, like, I think shit just got real kind of thing. So the whole place is messy, destroyed kind of thing. So he went to look for the prune stick so he can prune himself, and then he can go inside the thing, and then Mobius can pull him out, and then they can be safe kind of thing. So he goes on to find for the prune stick. So at this moment, suddenly he hears a phone ringing. So he hears the phone, he goes towards it. So this phone ringing, I'm pretty sure there is something to it, but he does not pick up the phone. Beside it's practically a telephone. So beside the telephone is a lift, and someone is actually trying to rip open the lift. And what happens is, so when that person rip open the lift, the person who actually rips open the lift is actually Sylvie, and I think it's the future of that particular moment, future Sylvie, saying to Loki, she actually says this dialogue though, there you are. Like, I think she's back to warn him, or is back to save him. Like, she knew that this particular Loki is going to be there at that moment, and she needs to go and save him, or do something about it. So then what happens, and then he pruned himself, and then he goes into that thing, and Mobius saves him, and they are back in the present, and supposedly Loki should not glitch or time slip anymore. So that's what happened. And then because you see, suddenly there's a big group of all the TVA agents going into the time door with general dogs to go hunt after Sylvie, because she's the one who killed He Who Remains. So practically she's the one who created this whole timeless branching out. So they want to go and hunt down for Sylvie. So there are big groups of them, and then that's the end of the episode, practically the end of the episode. And then you go and you see the post-credit scene. You see the Sylvie from the end of season 1. After killing He Who Remains, she goes to this location, Broxton, Oklahoma, in 1982. So she enters that particular era retro of McD restaurant, and then she just says she wants to order. It's a funny way. I just don't want to make sure it's not a rabbit or something, not which is, I don't know. She said a list of animals, which was, I don't know why. So she said, then after that, the guy said, so we have a chicken burger, one of their chicken burger from that era. So I think then after she looks at everything, and everyone are happy, smiling, and having fun, and she just says that to the waiter, saying that I want to try everything. So I think the moment when she says she want to try everything, I think she thinks that after killing He Who Remains, it's the end. Like, she's done her job, I think so. And now she needs to hide, because she knows, I think people are going to be after her. So she wants to hide out, and she wants to have a simple life. So I think that's one of the reasons why, because we do see trailers and promos of this McD Loki. They had a lot of promotion ongoing in America with the Loki sauce and everything, which is practically normal sauce, but they had a Loki wrapper on top of it. So she's going to be, we see in the promo where she will be working as a waitress in McD. So I think the next episode we will uncover that or probably in the third episode will be the one where we'll see Sylvie, Loki and Mobius going to the this particular location to meet Sylvie, who is working at McD's. So that is the whole explainer of Loki. How that is. It's a bit lengthy. Why? Because I think because the whole episode 1 is for us to know what is going on. This is for something which we need to take input, because I think because Loki only has 6 episodes, so they only have a little amount of time to explain a lot of things. So we need to take a lot of all this input. So I think first episode is everything a lot about understanding what's going on. So that's why it probably is a little bit lengthy. So thank you so much for bearing with me for that. So that's the end of it. So we'll be uncovering more on the whole season of Loki. So if there's any in between theories, videos, anything, we'll definitely do theories, and please do look out for all our videos. Please do subscribe our channel, and also hit the bell icon, so whatever videos we do, you can get a notification, you can watch them. Please do like and comment on our videos. Comment whatever you think and your thoughts about whatever we are going to post. We post about DC, Star Wars and Marvel, mostly that because we are big fan of those, and other one-off movies, other franchise. We definitely fans of different franchises. So as videos or contents we do, please look into those and watch those, and whatever your thoughts, please do comment and like those. And also don't forget to follow us on Instagram, and we are also on Threads, and also we are on Facebook as well. The Geek Street, please do follow all of them, and we'll be posting a lot of updates and geek news on all of this, like rumors, casting rumors, storylines, and etc about the whole movie franchises and everything. So please do look into that space and have a look. So get yourself updated on it, and also don't forget to join our Discord community. There'll be the link on we'll put the link on the below. Please don't forget to look into that as well. Yeah, that is all. So don't forget to catch us on the upcoming episodes of Loki, and in between, if there's any other contents, please don't forget to watch those as well. So that's all, and my name is Harvin. This is the Geek Street, and the street has spoken. Ciao guys.